Imagine this. An energetic 89-year-old Okinawan grandmother named Hannah tending a small herb garden with the nimbleness and balance of someone decades younger. Such scenes are common across Japan, where living well into the hundreds with sharp minds and surprising physical strength is not unheard of and would astonish many physicians in the West. Suppose I told you that older Japanese people quietly follow morning habits that modern science is beginning to confirm can add not just extra years to your life, but more life to those years? A major 2023 study tracked thousands of older adults for 15 years and uncovered a set of striking findings. Participants who adopted particular time-honored morning routines experienced 47% less loss of muscle mass, 62% better cognitive performance, and on average lived 8.3 additional years compared with those who did not. These practices are neither costly supplements nor elaborate medical interventions. Rather, they're straightforward rituals handed down through families that usually fit into less than 2 hours each morning. The most potent ritual, which I will reveal as number 1 on our countdown, is so elementary that researchers initially dismissed its effects as coincidence. Yet when they examined biological aging markers at the cellular level, they observed a reversal of biological age by as much as 12 years. A verification team from the Cambridge Institute for Healthy Aging described the discovery as one of the most important anti-aging revelations of the decade. Before we dive in, tell us in the comments how old you are and where you're watching from. We read and reply to every single comment, so leave yours below. Now, without further delay, let's begin. Number 7, the art of a gentle wake. While many of us are jolted awake by aggressive alarms and immediately reach for our phones, elders in Japan observe a practice called Mizum no Jiken, which roughly means the time of awakening. This goes beyond merely rising early, although many do get up around 5 or 6 a.m. It is about the transition from sleep to full wakefulness. Instead of leaping from bed, they remain lying down for 3 to 5 minutes with eyes closed, breathing slowly and mentally tuning into the day ahead. During this quiet interval, they gently move their ankles and wrists, rotate major joints, and stretch while still under the covers. A 2022 investigation by Siren Prefectural University reported that people over 60 who used this slow-rising routine experienced 34% smaller morning spikes in blood pressure compared with those who jumped up immediately. Morning blood pressure surges are a leading contributor to stroke risk among older adults. The researchers concluded that this gradual approach lets cortisol increase gradually rather than spike, which eases strain on the cardiovascular system. To try it correctly, set your alarm 5 minutes earlier than usual. On waking, keep your eyes closed and take 10 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose for a count of 4 and exhaling through the mouth for a count of 6. While still lying down, point and flex your feet 10 times, clench and release your fists 10 times, and turn your head gently from side to side 5 times. Finally, sit up slowly. Place your feet on the floor and pause sitting at the edge of the bed for another 30 seconds before standing. This whole sequence activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which governs rest and digestion, before the sympathetic system that drives activity. The result? Improved balance, fewer dizzy spells on waking, and steadier energy throughout the day. Next, we move to a bathroom habit that may surprise you. Number 6, the cold water face immersion routine. Right after their gentle awakening, many older Japanese perform Kogeo Sengen, a deliberate face-cleansing ritual using cold water that goes well beyond ordinary washing. They prepare a bowl of cold water, typically about 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and dunk their face fully for 3 to 5 seconds, repeating this 3 times. In between each dunk, they massage their face with their fingertips in circular motions for 30 seconds. This custom stems from traditional medicine, yet recent research explains why it is so effective. A 2021 study in the Journal of Healthy Aging followed 800 Japanese participants over the age of 65 who practiced this cold face immersion. The findings were striking. Participants experienced 28% better skin elasticity, 41% fewer visible wrinkles, and Most surprisingly, cognitive scores that improved by an average of 19%. The cold water triggers the mammalian dive reflex, which temporarily redirects blood flow to protect vital organs and increases oxygen delivery to the brain. Repeated activation of this reflex appears to strengthen vagal tone, which influences heart rate, digestion, and immune responses. The fingertip massage between immersions promotes lymphatic drainage, helping reduce morning puffiness and assisting removal of toxins accumulated during sleep. To get full benefit, water temperature matters. Water colder than 50 degrees can overly constrict blood vessels, while water warmer than 65 won't prompt the beneficial reflex. Fill a broad bowl and add a few ice cubes if necessary to reach the ideal temperature. Take a normal breath, not a deep gasp, before each immersion to avoid hyperventilating. After your 3 dippings, gently pat your face dry with a soft towel using upward strokes. Avoid rubbing harshly. The whole process takes under 3 minutes, but can confer benefits that last through the day. The next practice uses an item you likely keep in your kitchen. Before we continue, if this video is helping you, tap that like button so more seniors can discover it and subscribe for more daily tips. Number 5. The fermented soybean breakfast revolution. Natto, fermented soybeans eaten at breakfast in Japan for more than a millennium, may be one of the most underrated superfoods on Earth. Every morning, millions of older Japanese enjoy a small bowl of these sticky, stringy beans, a texture and aroma that many in the West find challenging. But here's why natto is remarkable. It supplies an exceptionally high concentration of vitamin K2, with a single serving containing over 700 micrograms. A large 2023 study of 12,000 Japanese adults over 60 found that those who consumed natto at least 4 times a week had 73% stronger bone density, 58% less arterial calcification, and notably 36% lower incidence of Alzheimer's disease. The key is an enzyme called natto kinase, which helps dissolve blood clots and arterial plaque. In lab experiments, natto kinase broke down fibrin, the protein that forms blood clots, more effectively than several pharmaceutical agents. But timing and preparation are vital. Elders traditionally eat natto at room temperature, never heated, since heat deactivates the beneficial enzymes. They typically mix a small amount of soy sauce and mustard into the natto, then stir vigorously with chopsticks 40 to 50 times until it froths and forms long, stretchy strands. That stirring appears to activate enzymes and improve bioavailability. They eat the natto atop warm rice, which offers resistant starch that feeds healthy gut microbes. This combination produces a synergistic effect that amplifies advantages. If fresh natto is unavailable, frozen packages thawed overnight in the fridge work well. Just bring them to room temperature for 30 minutes before eating. Begin with only a tablespoon if you are new to natto, as the enzymes can cause mild digestive changes at first. Over 2 weeks, work up to a typical serving of 40 to 50 grams. Some people prefer to mix natto with pickled vegetables or a soft-boiled egg yolk to make it more enjoyable while adding nutrients. This next habit seems almost too simple to be powerful, yet the evidence is compelling. Number 4. The 10-minute morning sunlight ritual. Japanese elders use the phrase Isano Hikari, meaning morning light, and treat consistent morning sun exposure with the same seriousness they would a daily dose of medicine. Between 7 and 9 a.m., they spend precisely 10 to 15 minutes in direct sunlight, often while tending a garden or simply sitting on a balcony. They intentionally expose their face, forearms, and when weather allows, lower legs to the morning sun without applying sunscreen during that brief period. This practice isn't focused on tanning or only vitamin D, although vitamin D gains are a benefit. Morning sun includes a band of blue light wavelengths that enter the eyes and skin to trigger a chain of biological effects influencing sleep, immunity, and more. A notable 2022 study from East Bay Medical College followed 2,000 adults over 70 for 5 years. Those who received 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight each day showed clear improvements across several health measures. Their nighttime melatonin production rose by about 43%, producing 56% better sleep quality scores. They had 29% lower inflammatory markers, 38% stronger immune responses, and perhaps most strikingly, 67% lower rates of depression. Timing matters critically. Sunlight before 10 a.m. contains an optimal ratio of blue to red wavelengths. After 10, the UV index climbs and the beneficial ratio declines. Researchers found that daily consistency beat sporadic longer exposures. 10 minutes every single day produced superior results to 30 minutes 3 times weekly. To practice properly, go outside within 2 hours of waking. Ideally between 7 and 9 a.m. Remove glasses or contacts if you can, since glass filters out some helpful wavelengths. Do not stare at the sun, but avoid sunglasses as well. Allow ambient light to enter your eyes naturally. In very cloudy or winter climates, extend exposure to about 20 minutes to compensate. If you can't go outdoors, sitting by an open window still helps, though direct outdoor light is roughly 5 times as effective as light passing through glass. Now we move to a ritual with roots stretching back centuries. Number 3, the green tea meditation ceremony. The morning tea routine practiced by older Japanese transcends mere drinking. They follow a simplified tea ceremony approach called Eisacha, emphasizing focused preparation and mindful sipping that converts ordinary green tea into a potent daily tonic. They use precise quantities, select specific tea grades, and control water temperature, a discipline backed by science, not just tradition. Typically, elders use about 2 grams of high-grade sancha, or gyokuro tea leaves, never tea bags, steeped in water heated to approximately 160 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit for exactly 90 seconds. This temperature range extracts maximal EGCG, a catechin widely studied as a powerful antioxidant, without releasing too many tannins that can create bitterness and interfere with iron absorption. A 2023 meta-analysis of 47 studies covering more than 30,000 participants found lower rates of cognitive decline, reduced stroke risk, and a 33% decrease in overall mortality. But what truly distinguishes the Japanese approach is the mindful component. They do not simply gulp tea. They practice what researchers call attentive consumption. They sit quietly, cup the warm vessel in both hands, inhale the steam deeply 3 times before the first sip, and concentrate solely on the aroma, warmth, and flavor. This mindfulness amplifies the tea's benefits. Brain imaging studies indicate that attentive tea drinking engages the prefrontal cortex and increases alpha wave activity, creating a calm alertness that boosts focus and reduces anxiety for hours. To prepare tea the right way, heat filtered water to the specified temperature, using a thermometer if needed. Warm your cup with a small pour of hot water and discard that water. Place the tea leaves in a teapot, pour the measured water over them, and steep for exactly 90 seconds. While waiting, breathe deeply 3 times and clear your mind. Pour the tea and spend at least 5 minutes sipping it without distractions. No phone, no television, no reading. This deliberate attention transforms the beverage into a short meditation that primes your brain for the day. Now we reach a practice that may upend your ideas about exercise. Number 2, the micro-movement morning routine. Forget intense dawn workouts or long gym sessions. Japanese elders follow a practice called asano ando, meaning morning movement, but it bears little resemblance to Western-style exercise. They perform a curated sequence of gentle motions that take only 12 to 15 minutes, yet engage every major muscle group and joint. The routine, often known as radio calisthenics, is traditionally performed to simple music broadcast on public radio each morning for nearly a century. What makes it special isn't the individual movements so much as the way they are executed, slowly, with perfect form, prioritizing full range of motion instead of speed or high reps. For example, they might lift their arms overhead 8 times, but each lift takes 3 seconds to raise and 3 seconds to lower. They rotate the torso with soft twists, bend to reach toward the toes, and perform shallow squats, all carried out with deliberate, mindful control. A notable 2022 study by the National Institute for Active Aging examined 6,000 adults over 65 who practiced these movements daily. The results challenged many assumptions about fitness and aging. Participants retained 92% of their muscle mass over 5 years, compared to 71% in a control group. They experienced 64% fewer falls, 48% better balance scores, and unexpectedly, 27% better cardiovascular health despite the low intensity. The secret appears to be time under tension paired with proprioceptive training. Slow, controlled movements keep muscles engaged while training the nervous system to sense body position. This combined activation is more effective for preserving functional fitness in older adults than typical strength training or steady-state cardio. To try it, stand with feet about shoulder width apart. Perform each movement for 6 to 8 repetitions, taking 3 seconds for each component. Begin with arms circles forward and back, then progress to overhead reaches. Move into gentle torso rotations, keeping your hips facing forward. Do shallow squats only as deep as comfortable. Include ankle raises, march in place lifting knees, and finish with gentle neck rolls. The sequence should energize you, not exhaust you. If you feel pain or sharp strain, you're going too fast or pushing too far. The aim is to awaken your body, not wear it out. And now, the number 1 morning ritual that surprised even skeptical scientists. Number 1, the 5-minute barefoot earth walk. The most powerful morning habit observed among Japanese elders is also the simplest. It was the most dismissed by Western scientists at first. Every morning, whatever the weather, many elders walk barefoot on natural surfaces such as grass, soil, or sand for 5 to 10 minutes. Known as hadashiruku in Japanese, literally walking with bare feet, it is frequently called grounding or earthing in contemporary discussions. For years, it was written off as folklore until several studies beginning in 2019 produced consistently dramatic results that researchers replicated. Modern life exposes the body to positive charges from electronics, synthetic materials, and insulated shoes. Barefoot contact with the earth lets that excess charge dissipate while allowing the body to absorb electrons from the Earth's negative charge. It may sound like pseudoscience, but the measurements are consistent and reproducible. A 2023 paper in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology studied 1,200 adults over 60 who performed a daily 5-minute barefoot walk. The outcomes were remarkable, an average reduction in biological aging, markers equal to about 12 years, measured by telomere length and inflammatory biomarkers. Their cortisol cycles normalized within 2 weeks, with higher morning cortisol and lower evening cortisol, a rhythm often disrupted by aging. Markers of chronic inflammation, including C-reactive protein, fell by about 54%. Blood viscosity dropped by 17%, lowering cardiovascular risk. Most strikingly, participants reported a 78% decrease in chronic pain and an 89% improvement in sleep quality. The mechanism proposed is straightforward. The Earth has a near-infinite reservoir of free electrons sustained by atmospheric electrical patterns. Direct skin contact allows electrons to flow into the body, neutralizing free radicals and reducing oxidative stress at the cellular level. This electron transfer can produce measurable shifts in brainwave patterns, muscle tension, and blood flow within seconds. To practice safely, find natural ground such as grass, soil, sand, or even concrete. Avoid asphalt or wooden decking. Dewy grass is ideal because moisture improves conductivity. Walk slowly and mindfully for at least 5 minutes, 10 if possible. Pay attention to the texture and temperature beneath your feet. During winter or in harsh climates, simply standing barefoot on natural ground for 5 minutes still provides benefit. If you worry about cleanliness or rough terrain, begin on a clean lawn and build tolerance gradually. Some people maintain a small sand patch in their garden specifically for this ritual. The essential factor is consistency. Daily practice accumulates benefits over time. After just 2 weeks of regular grounding, many report feeling brighter in the morning and sleeping more soundly at night. A brief safety note. If you have major health conditions, take blood thinners, recently had surgery, or use implanted devices, consult your doctor before adopting any new food routines, cold immersion, or barefoot practices to ensure they are safe and tailored to your needs. Modest modifications, shorter exposure times, gentler motions, or using a thin conductive mat for grounding often preserve benefits while reducing risk. Prioritize safety and adapt each ritual to what suits your body and preferences. In summary, these 7 morning rituals reinforce one another, each magnifying the benefits of the rest. The gentle wake readies your nervous system. Cold face immersion stimulates the vagus nerve and improves circulation. Natto supplies enzymes and nutrients protective of heart and vessels. Morning sunlight entrains circadian rhythm and supports vitamin D production. Mindful tea practice blends antioxidants with meditation. Deliberate movement preserves strength and mobility. Earthing rebalances the body's electrical environment and lowers inflammation. Together, these habits form a morning routine that takes under 2 hours, yet yields cumulative benefits that can add years of healthier living. The elders who practice them treat these rituals not as optional extras, but as essential parts of daily life. They embody a wisdom Western culture is only beginning to appreciate. How you spend the first 2 hours after waking shapes not only how you feel that day, but how you age over decades. The beauty of these methods lies in their simplicity and accessibility. You don't need costly gear, exotic supplements, or special memberships. All you need is steady commitment and the recognition that small daily actions compound into profound long-term results. Begin with 1 or 2 of these rituals and slowly layer in others as they become habits. Your future self will thank you for every morning you choose intentional, time-honored practices over the rush of modern living. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 7 morning rituals surprised you most? Have you tried grounding or barefoot walking before? And did you notice changes in your pain or sleep? Tell us your stories and observations in the comments below. We'd love to read them. Thank you for watching.